All right, let's get things started. Today with Cam Newton in New England. Ink isn't even dry on Cam's one-year deal with the Patriots, but those crazy New England fans are already finding stuff to complain about. Earlier this week, Boston sports radio guys Felger and Maz went off about Cam's touchdown celebration, saying they hope he doesn't continue his Superman move and his dabbing once he takes the field in Foxborough, adding, quote, "We don't do that here." So, Acho, you got an issue with these guys saying Cam needs to tone things down?
These sound like those get off my lawn kind of guys.
Right.
What are you saying we don't do that here? Hopefully these comments were made out of boredom. That's what I hope.
4-hour radio show.
I hope it's just made out of, we ain't got nothing else to talk about, so I'm going to disrespect Cam. Well, you made the comments so we can react.
Have some fun.
To said comments. Don't talk to me about something that is not a distraction on or off the field. Cam Newton, again, what has he ever done? Great guy off the field.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, always giving back to the community. But this is what really irked me about all this, Marcellus. This is what really irked me.
Don't irk my dog.
You got... I can't stand you.
You said you get irked.
You got guys in Julian Edelman jumping on cars in January.
Ooh.
5 minutes from here down the road in Beverly Hills.
Right down
Jumping
the
on
street.
nice Mercedes-Benz. Don't jump on the Benz. If you're going to jump on something, don't jump on the Benz now.
Say it.
Jumping on Mercedes-Benz. You got guys on the Patriots rosters getting busted for cocaine. Cocaine. Getting busted for cocaine, but I don't hear you then. But now Cam Newton, you mad at him for doing this. You mad at him for doing this.
Right.
Like that is now a distraction. That is now a problem. Don't talk to me about things that aren't true, legitimate issues, because that's just ignorant talk, and we can't tolerate that no more.
Yeah, handing the ball to a kid and doing this, and like you said, all that, that's what you really want to stir the pot about? Okay. Well, I understand where they're coming from, actually. I used to do radio. Like you said, boredom hits you. Look, when you got to do the same topic on the top of the hour for 4 straight hours, you got to go into some of these dry patches and make things up. And it seems like they did this. I'm very familiar with the Boston area. I used to train out there a lot of my off seasons with the world-renowned Mike Boyle. If you don't know him, he's basically the guru who started all this specialized training, especially for football. Got Mike Mamula drafted very high and a lot of other guys, including myself. He learned how to ace the combine test. I digress. I also spent some time going to Harvard, taking some graduate school courses. That didn't go so well. I had some money in my pocket. I'm in the league. I'm like, what the hell am I doing sitting here letting you yell at me, teacher? So I bounced. But the point is, I understood what the whole Boston chip on your shoulder was about. Because they're not in New York City. For whatever reason, they really take that as a slight. So they stir it up. Everything about Boston sports, we love. And then we love it so hard, we hate on it. But dare you to try and hate on it with us. You're not a part of this family. You're not a Bostonian. So it's a weird dynamic that they're trying to play again, but that's an old stick. It's 2020, and y'all still running that when we have too much evidence of the contrary of how the Patriot way really is. And that's my only thing with it. So my first layer is just, I wanted them to understand it. I know where you're coming from. But that song is old, and that way of doing it is played.
The other thing you got to remember, the Patriot way, the only way in the NFL is try to keep your name clean off the field, and on the field, let's ball.
Let's get it.
Cam Newton does both of those things. Because to my mind, off the field, we don't hear too much about Cam Newton. The drama you hear about Cam Newton, we create. If I'm being real.
Yes.
Like the drama you hear about Cam has nothing or very limited to do with Cam. Furthermore, you talk about celebrations. Gronkowski, he tries to deflate the ball every time he spikes it.
Say it.
Literally, every time he spikes it. So I just don't get why people want to pick and I do get it.
I'm about to say.
I do get it.
You don't get it?
I get it. I just don't want to address it.
Okay, right now.
I just don't want to address it right now on this show right here, right now.
Yeah.
But Cam Newton, stop trying to vilify him. And the other thing is the Patriot way. Y'all got to understand. Y'all getting a man in Superman, in Super Cam, who about to come in here and change things up. So you might as well get on the train, because it's going to keep moving regardless. With Cam, not Jared Stidham, by the way, with Cam moving forward.
I caught that whole he tries to deflate the ball every time he spikes it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Boy, you've been in the game for a minute there. Don't bring that up. It's so funny, like you say, the whole Patriot way, it's It's actually something that they try to advertise, and it's not even the Patriots, not even Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick goes out there and says, look, if you just do your job and you're attentive to details, put the team first, that's the Patriot way. But then commentators take it and, we're going to export this culture and make it something it's not. Gronkowski not only was spiking the ball, gyrating the football in celebrations. There's a 2.5-minute video that the Patriots have about best celebrations by the Patriots. And there's like 400 likes and only 3 dislikes. And in this video, you can see plays with Stephen Ridley, LeGarrette Blount. You got Brandon Cooks jumping on Gronkowski, riding him like a horse. And then you also have moments like this, when you can see a Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady was a little hot 100 on this moment when he had to go confront my man Anthony Smith for calling him out during the week. Look at this right here. Tom Brady is in the phone. Tom Brady, I thought you're supposed to you're supposed to move on to the next play. That's the Patriot way. Tom Brady had to give him the business. And let me quote after the press conference when Tom Brady wanted to be nice and drama-averse and didn't want to address it. Bill Belichick got to the podium and said, we played against a lot better safeties than him. And they're talking about Anthony Smith. The point of this is, when we say Patriot way, it's a delusion if you really believe that everyone's going out there and just being pure in spirit.
The only thing that we got to add to this, let's call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Do not address things as negative because you are not comfortable with them.
Ooh,
I think that's a football field thing. That's a society thing. Just because you're not comfortable with it does not make it negative. Just because you would rather see, or you are more comfortable with Tom Brady throwing a tempered tantrum on the sideline, taking off his helmet and throwing it, yelling at Josh McDaniels in the face like they're both, 8-year-old kids. Just because that is more familiar and comfortable to you does not make Cam Newton dabbing or doing the S on his chest negative. Can we just address that real quick?
Can we? Because I want to have a civil war with fans and laymen. I do. Like, as a former athlete, I want to make sure this line of demarcation is drawn heavy in the sand between what I did and what you're experiencing and viewing it. They have to understand how hard it is to just make one play in the NFL. Like, first of all, just to make it on the field in NFL, to get an opportunity to make one play. And when I make that play and 80,000 people are allowed to celebrate and high five and do their own thing in the stands, how dare you tell me now that's the moment I have to subdue myself and suppress my energy?
Real quick. I remember you brought this up, so I got to tell the story.
Let's go.
In Texas, my sophomore year, we go to the national championship, right? My first 2 years, we were 26-2. Everything was great. Couldn't be better. Big man on campus. We go to the ship against Alabama. But every time we won, we went on the field and we knew, we were going to win, right? We was just riding in.
Right.
But then my junior year came around, and we go 5-7. We out here taking L's just on the chin, just catching L's. At the end of that season, our strength coach, Mad Dog Manny, comes up to us and he says, he brings the whole team together and says, winning is difficult.
Yes.
Don't ever take it for granted.
Yes.
Make sure you have fun when you win.
Yes.
And I think the fans at home and some of these radio dudes who may not have ever played at a high, if not the highest level, they take for granted it. Getting in that end zone, that's difficult. So when I get there, I'm going to celebrate. When I get there, I'm going to hand the ball to the kid. Remember what Cam said after the Titans game when the woman penned him that letter telling him to stop dancing? Cam said, if they don't want me to dance, don't let me score.
Exactly.
And because getting there is difficult. And so when I get there, I'm going to let y'all know.
Yeah, if y'all going to be dancing in the stands and all around the stadium, all around the world, guess what? The person responsible for you dancing at least allowed to do a little something. I can't do that. I'm too old for that. All right, let's move on to another guy people are hoping will tone things down. Antonio Brown, who just posted a video working out with none other than Russell Wilson. AB has already been spotted working out with Lamar Jackson and Deion Sanders, and rumors continue to fly that Seattle and Baltimore are on the short list of teams thinking about signing AB. Acho, you think AB's workout videos are helping his comeback chances?
I do, and I'm going to take it a step further. I think AB is going to get signed by the Seahawks.
Really?
I don't know if anybody's made that claim. I hope not, because I want to be the first to jump out on that limb, to climb that mountain, ascend it, and put my AB flag on the mountaintops. I think not only will AB get signed, and not only does this help his chances, I'm just an analyst by trade, so I analyze people, situations, and ball. If you're Russell Wilson, you keep your nose clean at all costs. He always has. Russell Wilson has no drama in his life, at least not for the last 8 years.
What do you mean? What that mean?
I'm just going to put
that
out there.
You don't want to go back to that draft video.
That was a little drama. I'm going to just put that out there. He ain't had no drama in his life. So if you're Russell Wilson,
all right,
why would you combine yourself in any capacity with the most polarizing figure in football right now unless you got something up your sleeve? Remember, Pete Carroll, Snyder, those guys are going to get together, but before they ever consider signing AB, what they going to do? They going to march downstairs to their 88 and change $1 million quarterback. They going to march downstairs to that guaranteed, fully guaranteed money quarterback and say, hey, Russ, what you think about AB? And you know what Russ is going to say? Man, we've had some good workouts. He can make plays. He's still got the juice. Let's bring him in. So not only does this help his chances, but by working out with Russ, I think it solidifies his chances of being on a team, the Seattle Seahawks.
That was a strong case right there. Unfortunately, I prepared for this segment, and I have notes that say something that's contrary to what you're saying. So I'm going to read my damn notes, even though I like your case. Your case is basically positive and negative. Ooh, last time I looked at a battery, it had a positive and a negative. And guess what that does? Gives you that juice, give you that charge, give you that battery. But this is not helping AB. And because it's not helping him, it has to be hurting him. He's no closer to being in the NFL, no matter how many field trips he goes on with good guys and great football players and tremendous ambassadors. You can go out there and say, Tom Brady and I are besties. We used to live together for 1 week in New England. Or you can go out there and you say, you know what? Lamar Jackson, you know my cousin on your squad, so we gonna go throw the rock. Oh, I'm amazing, ain't I? You can go out there with Deion Sanders, primetime, the greatest we all know, and you can get his blessings. And it still hasn't gotten you any closer to being on a team. What you need is Roger Goodell to give you your suspension. And once you get your suspension, AB, you will be on a team. You don't have to go around kissing babies. You don't have to go to the retirement homes. You don't have to do all this glad-handed. All you need to do is address the situation at hand. Takes me back to grade school. I don't know if you had report cards like this growing up, but we did. There were 3 line items. And you would get a grade for academic achievement. Okay. But then you would get a line item grade for your cooperation and another one for your work habits. Okay. Now, I used to get a lot of ASUs or AES.
What that mean?
Excellent, satisfactory, unsatisfactory. Basically, I did all my work, I got an A, but damn, he can't shut up. He always asking questions, disrupting the class, so you get a U. AB is trying to run that scheme, that scam that I used to try to run on my teachers. Like, oh, that doesn't matter because I'm doing this, right? AB, your biggest issue is that you had personal issues. Okay. Stop trying to out-football personal issues. Stop showing me football videos that are supposed to make me say he's a better person because he can still catch the ball with Russell Wilson. So if he just stays focused in direct communication to the task at hand, which is getting a suspension and showing you're a person of greater character, you ain't got to do all these videos.
But here's my thing, bro, because you talked about Deion and Lamar Jackson, and getting a stamp of approval from Deion and Lamar, that's different than getting a stamp of approval from Russell Wilson and the Seahawks.
I'm listening.
It's different. Think about the Seahawks. 2010, if I'm not mistaken, Marshawn Lynch. They bring him from the Buffalo Bills. Marshawn wasn't nearly as polarizing at the time, but had some on-the-field incidents.
He had some issues.
He had some issues.
I remember.
2013, the Seahawks trade for a guy by the name of Percy Harvin. He had kind of worn out his welcome in Minnesota. Again, not nearly as polarizing, but had some issues. Then you think about Josh Gordon, another receiver the Seahawks just signed recently, had some issues. Had several issues. So when I think about the Seahawks and this specific team, when I think about Russell Wilson giving the biggest stamp of approval of any player in the National Football League, at least any black player in the National Football League, because that does mean something. Okay. To be Russell Wilson, to get a stamp of approval from him, plus with an organization which is shown to have an extra amount of grace and tolerance, I don't think that AB has to jump all these hoops you need. Yes, Goodell has to approve them. But I don't think that you're looking at the big picture and saying, you know what? The Seahawks might be the one team that'll forgive AB sins.
Well, look, AB worked out, went to the facilities, Seattle and New Orleans last year. And they both sit there and say, yeah, you look amazing still. Yeah, you're going to still be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, we can't sign you, bro. Talk to Roger Goodell, damn it. Why are you at my doorstep? Stop trying to sell me on you. I'm already sold. I just can't buy you because there are restrictions. You need to go down to Park Avenue. Is that where the NFL office is?
Sounds like.
I ain't been there. I ain't never got in trouble like that. So here's the point. You need to go talk to Roger Goodell and get your suspension on file, on record. It's funny, and you laugh almost at these missteps because they're not adding up to anything. Be real. Like, he's still out the league, and he doesn't know when he can even return. But you can laugh your way to really a sad place where AB is still trying to indirectly deal with his character issues of the past. And he's trying to deal with them by showing more football, which has never been a question with us. But that's because AB really doesn't know fully how deeply loved he is from those around him. Every time AB has a football in his hand, he hears the loudest cheers for him. And it seems like it's been that way for his entire life. And I tell athletes all the time, man, I'm like, look, be as great as you want to be in the sport. It's a means to an end. But be greater to yourself. Be greater in your own mind for yourself. And it seems like AB is still buying into that misnomer that the best version of AB is not him being a father, not him being a fiance, or him just being a man. It's him being a receiver. So as long as I keep seeing receiver videos, not necessarily the higher character videos that shows that Roger Goodell and him are on the same page, I don't think it's working out for him.